around from town to town with a horse trailer dragging behind. Just a cowboy lost in a modern world. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Not a day goes by, I don't think about how my life used to be. Now I'm out of my prime and I'm losing time, and nobody's calling for me. They used to call my name come roundup time. Now the four-wheelers takes my place, and the cowboy life that I've always loved is getting lost without a trace. But I won't give up and I won't give in. I'm a cowboy till I die. And I know there's got to be a place for me underneath big western sky. Headed out west, gonna do my best to leave the civilized world behind. Just me, my saddle, and an honest horse will try to go back in time, where surely there'd be a warm campfire or a bunkhouse calling my name. But tonight I'll sleep in my pickup truck, 'cause I'm still not playing their game. The world may turn, but the thing they can't change is the way I feel inside. A prairie fire may burn itself out, but you can't snuff a cowboy's pride. I'll be what I am and I'll do what I do. This life is worth fighting for. Yeah, the cowboy life is alive.
Welcome to the horsemanship. It says breaking away from being on top of a horse or on the rod wagon, as I call it. Trace Akinds now has got a show on an inspirational channel called Ultimate Cowboy Showdown. I've become a fan of it for a number of reasons. Number one, it shows a little bit of what Cowboy goes through and what he does. And also, Mr. Akinds, he's way he looks like he's pretty honest on judging the people. And he puts such a way, he doesn't really, he cuts to it quick, but he's not hateful with it. So, this is my thoughts on the show as it goes just about finishing up. I didn't think about start doing these little segments about it until just the other day, and I did one on my podcast, but I was thinking that's not, my podcast is a little bit different subject matter. That's true to horsemanship, because it's all about horses and such. So in this week's episode, a guy named Buck got sent home, rightly so. Mr. Akinds, when he makes decisions on who he's got to eliminate, he's pretty fair about it. But in my opinion, and this is like, we know about opinions, Buck, he's a young kid, doesn't know as much as he thinks he knows. Also, he got caught up too much about winning. So, I know a few things that he did, and did it on purpose. Of course, you ask him, and he's going to deny it. Like one part, he was driving a wagon, and he got a road right there, and he takes the dragon in a ditch and breaks it. His thinking was, that he wanted his team to lose, so somebody gets sent home, and he has what they call immunity buckle, where you do a thing, and if you win it, you get the buckle, and you're safe from getting sent home. So, like I said, he got caught up on too much on winning instead of just being a damn good cowboy and taking charge. And at times, be a leader. But he didn't think that way. So he was ready to undercut anybody if he could. It was pretty plain, no matter how much he tried to soap it. And he didn't want to own up to none of the mistakes. So he got sent home this week. Now, there is a young gal on there named Sarah. I gotta admit, there's been times I said, God, send that loudmouth gal home. The problem I had with her in the past was if she loses a contest, she's blaming everybody else. For example, she was in a race. She bumped into a guy that was racing against her. Of course, they're horseback. And she bumps into him, and she jumps off her horse. She loses and starts raising and cane and everything. How he bumped into her when that's not the way it was. So once again, it's somebody else's fault. And she's a pretty good hand. I don't care if she's a female, she's a good hand. She just got to learn to keep her dang mouth shut. Actually, this last episode, I couldn't believe it. I found myself rooting for her. And this time she actually kept her mouth shut, except for, they had to put some bulls in a trailer. And common sense, when you rope them some stock out of a herd, and got to put them in a trailer, you want to get that stock as close to the trailer as you can. Of course, I guess because of her being a female, the other guys didn't want to listen to her. I mean, you've got one Mexican-American on there. I'm going to tell you, I've worked with them. They don't want to listen to a woman at all. And that's pure fact. They don't. They don't really have a respect for women. So that's the truth of the matter. So luckily enough, she didn't get sent home. I'm glad she didn't. She deserves a chance. There's another guy there on there, Tyler. Young pup. All these people have been on the show before. And before, he was pretty damn cocky and this and that. But he did one thing on this last episode that I started looking at him a different light. Because he's damn good with a rope. And like I said, they had to rope these steers, bulls, and put them in a trailer. So there was Sarah getting ready to throw a rope, and he was right there. And yeah, he could have roped it, no problem. Sarah threw a loop, and these are longhorns, so it's not as easy as what you think with them long horns. And she got one horn, but not the other. So instead of him jumping in there and roping it, he gave her a chance. And Atkins asked him, see, he was right there, why didn't you throw the rope? I'm sort of paraphrasing a little bit here. And he said, I want everybody to have a chance to win. And he meant it. And from the first episode he was on to now, that's a big change in him. Of course, from the first episode to this episode, now he's married and got a child, and you start looking at things a little different. Now you got another guy named Fatty who got sent home last week. Actually, he should have been sent home a lot sooner. but they kept him around. And, he's an alright, average person, hand. My take on him, can't read stock very well. And I'm not going to down him about how well he throws a rope, because there's a reason my personal horses work cows pretty good in the past, because I can't throw a rope very good. Of course, I don't practice with it. Usually on the third loop I can get him. But that's what it usually takes. But, Atkins gave him a chance, and finally Mr. Atkins did the right thing and sent him home. Because this is supposed to be the best of these cowboys, group of cowboys. And watching this show, you can sort of see personalities, and no matter cowboys or not, usually the loudmouth ones are the ones who are insecure and not as good as they think they are. But you got some that, cowboy, horsemen and all in the right situation, even if though they might not be in charge, sometimes you got to take the leader role. I mean, it just pops up. Somebody gets hurt or something, you got to be able and be willing to jump in there to take it. It doesn't get handed to you. You got to, because sometimes it can save somebody's life. You might think I'm full of crap, but that's the truth of it. Especially working cows. Cows are dangerous. Actually, there's more cows killed by are killed than sharks killed people. And so it's not exactly what you see on television all the time. The cows, especially the cows, can be pretty rank. Everybody's scared of bulls. I tell you what, you better watch them damn cows, because they can get you. And heifers they can get right rank. But I enjoy the show. What I can tell, it's not so much scripted. And there's some good cowboys on there. And cowgirls. But, there's one gal, she got sent home, not so much because of her skills. She was always at the right spot at the right time, but she just never would speak out. As the old saying goes, if you see something, say something. But it's worth watching. I mean, I think anybody's not even in the Western way of life would enjoy it. And it's on the Inspirational channel. And no, I'm not getting paid by them. I enjoy the show. It's one of the few shows you'll hear me talk about. So I very recommend y'all watching it. Unfortunately, one of the guys that's in this last season, he's no longer with us. I guess scuttlebutt is, I like to know what the truth is, but he got hurt in a rodeo accident. That's what they're saying. And so I'm not gonna, maybe the next critique of the show, because I plan on doing it every time I watch the show, what the heck. And if I was, well, shoot, if I could rope better now, I'd apply for the show. It's almost, I'll be 70 years old here in January. I still would try it. I mean, some things I'll be real, I probably couldn't do. But from horseback, I can pretty well do it. So, ran my mouth much about most people they'll say, "So what's the point, David?" Because I appreciate the show, and I want to come back on the air. So more people watch it, I can see it come back next season. And like I said, I appreciate Mr. Atkins. He's straightforward, straight shooter on the show. And I got respect for him now. In the past, I didn't think much of him. I'll admit it. So, tune in to Ultimate Cowboy. It's on Wednesdays nights on Inspirational Channel. And like I said, I'm not getting paid. It's just a good little show. It deserves to be watched. And as I always say, be true to the horse and they'll be true to you. We'll get some more video of me on horseback. And I want to do a follow-up on that great other Andalusian I've been riding. So, you catch me on Rumble, but on Rumble I'll warn you, that's all politics and about life. Not much to do about horses. Lead or be led. I already got my book out there, True to Horsemanship. So, take care, God bless, and be careful.